Hi, I'm Jameson with Backyard Boxes. And today we're going to put together one of our standard raised garden beds. When it comes to you, it's going to be flat packed just like this, 4 fully assembled sides that bolt together on the ends with 8 bolts. Those bolts require a 7/16 socket wrench, which most people will have at home. If you don't have one, you can get one from our website and it will come with your box when you order it. Secret option number C is going to be to have a 7/16 socket driver and a drill. It's really the fastest way, and it's what I'm going to be using today. So here we go. We're going to cut the straps and get going. As we go, we'll just kind of get all this junk and packing material out of our way. Make sure we have a clean workspace. I like to say level-ish. When we put the box together, you want it to be mostly flat. That'll really help getting all the joints together. And the first thing we're going to do is put these sides out where we're going to want to use them. As I said, the box comes in 4 parts. There'll be side pieces and end pieces. You'll note the difference on those in that the side pieces, the long sides, have an overhang at the corner and the ends do not. And that's so these pieces can actually fit right together, and that's where the bolts will go. Lay everything out where it's going to go. This really helps with spacing everything so we're not tripping over ourselves or other things like that. All right. Next thing we're going to do is do a little bit of prep work. As I mentioned, it comes with 8 bolts. Those bolts each have a washer that goes with them. So I'm going to take all the bolts and put the washers on the ends. It really just helped me, save me some time in doing it one at a time later. Now we're ready to get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is come over and get our first corner in. We're going to take our end piece, and one thing that you'll notice about the end piece is that this panel sits in here fairly freely, and when you bolt it together, it will lock into this channel and it won't move any further. But you want to be able to put this in, they overlap each other, make sure it's not moving around, and get it lined up with the corner here. So we'll get these 2 corners all set so that they're largely flat. And what I like to do is I'll go around and I'll set everything where it's going to go, and then we'll start putting bolts in. So we'll just work our way around the box, making the corners match up. And it's just sitting mostly held together, and we can go through, start putting our bolts in. When we go to put these bolts in, there are holes in the ends, and we want to make sure that they line up with the holes in the long sides. And one of the things we can do to make sure they do that is to make sure these 2 vertical pieces are as flat as possible. So I'm going to get them flat and the hole lines right up. Once we do that, we just tighten the bolt. The nut that's required for the bolt is already embedded in the wood on the other side. So we just put the bolt in and tighten it. Just like that. Two more bolts. And we'll just work, I'm going to work my way around every corner, and that'll be that. Again, every time I go around, I'm going to make sure the sides are lined up so that the holes line up. Tighten the bolts. There we go. Just get those legs lined up. which lines the holes up perfectly. Once all the bolts are tightened, everything's ready to go. Happy gardening. Thanks a lot.